Hey, thanks for coming to 1500ESPN.com or YouTube. Wow. Just wow. Really the only word you can use to summarize Monday night's, what would you call that? I guess it was a football game technically between the Vikings and Bears.
I think it's a debacle for the Vikings.
Definitely.
I mean, with no disrespect to the Chicago Bears, who played their best game of the year and were very impressive this year, when you come into a game like this and you lose to a team that had one victory all season long, I think that there isn't much you could say about other than you blew it. I mean, the way the Vikings started this season, they were being ranked by ESPN and many others as the best team in the NFL. Then they lose to Philadelphia last week. Okay, it knocks them off the pedestal a little bit. But the assumption was, and we were told all week by the players and everybody else, that there would be a bounce back this week by the Vikings. And instead, what we saw was much, much less than a bounce back. We saw problems on offense and for the first time this year on defense, too.
Yeah, a bounce back even further? Is that maybe what happened?
Yes,
to say?
Yes.
Maybe misinterpreted what they were saying all week long.
Put in reverse from even where they were.
Yeah.
They probably played a better game against the Eagles than they played against the Bears because the Eagles are still a very solid team, especially on defense. But the Bears have had a lot of injuries. They have a quarterback whose career is kind of up in the air right now, Jay Cutler, who played a very good game tonight. And Mike Zimmer came out and said, all credit to the Bears. They just beat us. But that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
They should not have beaten a Minnesota Vikings team this good.
We're going to talk about two things on this video. This is Matthew Coller. I'm Derek Wetmore at Soldier Field in Chicago after the Vikings lost to the Bears on Monday Night Football. The two things that I want to get to, Matthew, this offense, for starters, the offensive line, and also where's the running game, and why are they so insistent that they can find it with Matt Asiata? And secondly, you just mentioned the guy, Jay Cutler, picking apart the Vikings defense again. I believe he's now 9-3 lifetime against the Vikings. 8-3 against Vikings defenses that weren't this good, and now 1-0 against a Vikings defense that is this good. Let's start with Cutler. What was the most impressive thing to you, Matthew, about his performance Monday night?
I think it was that he only got sacked one time. My expectation for tonight's game, especially with two guards that were backups that were starting tonight, and Kyle Long is out too. I mean, they had a beat-up offensive line, and the Vikings could not get after Jay Cutler at all. That really surprised me. I mean, Cutler is a guy who at times during his career has gotten the ball out very quickly and been effective, but at other times, I mean, he's one that's often limping off the field after getting sacked, and tonight that was not the case. And all season long, we had seen that from the Vikings. We had seen quarterbacks, Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers, Eli Manning, limping off the field after playing against this Minnesota Vikings defense, and that was not the case with Jay Cutler. He had time to throw. He moved around in the pocket. And the other thing was, you want to talk about the Vikings offensive running game and running attack? Well, the Bears had a phenomenal running attack, which has not happened at all to the Vikings defense this season.
Even with the Bears leading early in the game, Jay Cutler hit Alshon Jeffrey in the back of the helmet with that one pass, and it started to feel like, well, oh boy, there's a Bears highlight. That's what we've seen this season from the 2016 Chicago Bears. And no, that was not a sign of things to come. It was a blip on the radar. In fact, a few series later, Alshon Jeffrey goes and high points the ball against Xavier Rhodes for a great catch, and the Bears just kept marching. Balanced, but Cutler also making the throws that he needed to make against a Vikings defense that, frankly, as you mentioned, has made some quarterbacks look pretty bad this year. Today, I think it was the Vikings defense that was looking bad really for the first time all year if you exclude the first half against Tennessee.
Yeah, and right on the first drive, Andrew Sendejo's absence was felt.
Sure.
I mean, this year I think we have sort of overlooked him as so many other stars have emerged, or guys that we knew were stars already. Xavier Rhodes pushing his name into the best corners in the NFL, and I thought he played well tonight, Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah.
The one touchdown that Jeffrey scores, Rhodes is out of the game. It was
against Trey Waynes.
Right, against Trey Waynes. He burns Waynes on that play, but he makes one phenomenal catch. That's it. Rhodes was good tonight. But because of Harrison Smith, because of Linval Joseph, Anthony Barr, all those guys, we've overlooked Sendejo, and he's had a surprisingly good year. And now that he's out, I think we saw tonight on that first play where Jordan Howard goes for 69 yards, we saw that in Jaron Kearse taking the wrong angle toward the running back, and completely missing, and then Howard goes the other way. And
Yeah.
also give credit to Howard, too, because he was just spectacular tonight. I mean, he was breaking tackles. He was running through Vikings guys all over the place. He was finding holes, all the things that the Vikings have not had at all in their running game. And I was surprised to see it. I mean, Howard was averaging 4.8 yards a carry coming in. That's very good. And there was no question that he was an explosive player. But other explosive running backs have been slowed down, even Philadelphia's last week against this Vikings defense.
Yeah, we are going to pivot quickly because I do want to talk about the Vikings offense, and that's the thing that everybody's going to be worried about now. What do you do about this offensive line? Before we do that quick, I'll ask viewers, if you're still watching this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, 1500 ESPN Twin Cities. It's on the mic flag, so it's pretty easy to do. The offensive line, though, Matthew, not good enough. Jake Long was supposed to be sort of a fix, albeit a midseason acquisition and kind of a desperation heave to try to fix this broken group. It's not working right now. They lost Alex Boone to a possible concussion during the course of this game. I don't see any way that this offensive line, with the bodies that they currently have, we saw a little bit of Jeremiah Searles, but it was TJ Clemmings starting at the other tackle spot opposite Jake Long. Man, I just don't see how with this group, unless they change the scheme and the plays that they're running, I don't see how they get by with this group and establish any kind of running game or better pass protection.
And one of the biggest problems, too, when you're talking about the running game is just getting any push at all. I mean, there's a statistic that people have come to really like, which is when your running back gets hit, how many yards are they traveling before they take that first contact? And no surprise, the Vikings are very low on that list, one of the worst. And that's hurt their running game. I was looking back at Ronnie Hillman when he was playing for the Broncos, and he was running free. I mean, there were many times where he was taking 4 or 5 yards before he saw the first contact, and maybe he breaks a tackle and gains a little more than that or gets taken down. But I mean, the running backs need help from the offensive line, too. It's not just Sam Bradford in the fact that he is getting hit a lot and he's getting pressured a lot off the edges. Pernell McPhee, we talked about him in the last video.
Yep.
He was extremely good tonight. He was in the backfield several times, got a sack in this game. And week after week after week, they're always going to play some edge rusher who makes a lot of money because he's really good at getting around bad tackles like Jake Long and TJ Clemmings. They are not playing well at all, and the problem is I don't know what to do to fix that.
Yeah.
I mean, TJ Clemmings, I think over a 2-year sample, has shown us that he is not a starter in the NFL, that he is a fill-in and maybe hope he plays okay for a half type of guy, not a guy who can play week after week after week. Jeremiah Searles started to show us that last week as well, and Jake Long is on his last legs, and I think he's showing that maybe there isn't as much there as the Vikings hoped for him to come in and be a starter, that there's a reason that nobody else picked him up. There is no solution except getting the ball out quickly, which they didn't do. And Sam Bradford explained that, no surprise, this is the blueprint that other teams have changed their strategy on defense to slow down those quick passes.
Let me ask you about that in a second. I asked Bradford after the game about, are you tempted at all to switch and have a more pass-heavy attack, given the way the running game has struggled? And I didn't say this, but obviously, given the fact that Jerick McKinnon is not playing and you're down to your third-string running back in Matt Asiata and a line that can't create space, as you mentioned, Matthew, is there a temptation then to switch over and just start passing all the time? And Bradford was pretty adamant. I was surprised how adamant he was when he said, no, we're best when we're balanced. I've been saying that since I got here. We're not going to abandon the running game just because it's not working for us. We need to get it right. Can they get it right with this personnel group?
They cannot get it right with Matt Asiata being the guy who's carrying the ball all the time. I mean, I think it's that simple. Matt Asiata is a nice bit player. He's a guy who can come in on a third down, and when you expect him to be just in there for pass protection, he sneaks out and catches the ball for a 15-yard first down on third down or something. He's done that. He did that in the Houston Texans game. Actually, twice he did that, where he snuck out of the backfield and had big gains. He can block most of the time. He had a tough day against Philadelphia, but most of the time he's pretty good in pass protection. Short yardage situations, maybe, but tonight they used him twice or 3 times in a row in short yardage situations, and it didn't really work out.
We're losing lights. Do we keep going?
We are.
I think we keep going.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
If you can't, well, your skin is light enough,
Yeah,
so everyone
fair
can
enough.
see.
All
If
right.
you lose me, well, that's okay. You can at least hear us still. But anyway, I mean, the point is just that Jerick McKinnon's a playmaker.
Yeah.
He strikes a little bit of fear into defenses. Asiata does not. His longest run today, 7 yards. They had one rushing first down, and even that was questionable. It was reviewed.
Yeah.
It was that close, and maybe even it wasn't.
So they ran the ball 18 times on Monday, and they picked up one first down in those, basically.
Right, because here's the thing. When they line up and put in a fullback, an extra tight end, and they show a run look, they're running almost every time, and it's almost always on first down. It's very predictable. And even if it's predictable with Jerick McKinnon, there's a chance that he can break out. It just, our guys beat your guys. But even if our guys beat your guys with Matt Asiata, there's no chance he could break out. He's just not fast enough. He's just not shifty enough. And that's where on some plays like tonight, I don't understand so many times on first down going to a player that has no big play capability.
Sam Bradford answered your question about what are teams doing differently now? Why is this offense not clicking like it was? And he gave you a very blunt answer, very quick answer. What is the upshot of that? And maybe how you saw that playing out against the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, he said that they're not playing cover one anymore. They're the last two teams.
That is safety coverage.
Which refers to the safety and the fact that the Texans would have brought a lot of guys up and played man right at the line of scrimmage, which the Bears did a little bit of tonight, but instead they've been playing two safeties back. And apparently that's been an issue. Now, I wouldn't have thought it would have been a huge issue personally, that moving that safety back would have given some opportunities at the line of scrimmage for screen passes and things like that. We didn't see any of that tonight, though. We didn't see – that's the thing. We didn't see Cordero Patterson in a quick screen. I don't think I saw it one time to Cordero Patterson.
Not on Monday.
No, which they've had some success with over the last couple of weeks. So even with the two safeties back, I would think that there would be some chances to make quick passes. But you can't just say – I'm thankful for Bradford giving the explanation because it was a blunt answer, but it was a straightforward, here's actually what they did. And I'm glad for that because we can look at it on tape. But at the same time, I mean, you saw it last week. How would you not be prepared for it this week?
Sure.
Because he said, we didn't see that on tape from them. They hadn't given that as a look. Well, right, but the Eagles gave that look to you, so of course
the Bears work
the
on
next
it this
team
week.
was going to give you that same look.
The Vikings, the way I see it, I mean, Kyle Rudolph's a nice security blanket, but the Vikings, when Jerick McKinnon's not in and when Adrian Peterson's not in, they have two playmakers on offense, Cordell Patterson and Stephon Diggs, and you just didn't hear very much out of them. Bradford missed a deep ball to Diggs early, which could have possibly changed the complexion of the game. And then if the Bears take that away and you can't run the ball and you can't pass protect, it gets pretty hard to keep drives alive and score points.
So now the question is it once again Sam Bradford doesn't have anything to work with? I mean, throughout his career, that has been the story for everything with Sam Bradford. And second half of the Eagles' year last year, he's very good. First 4 games here, he is exceptional. And they were playing it better. He had a little bit of a run game from Jerick McKinnon, 85 yards against the Giants, a couple of big runs in the first half against Houston, enough to be a threat, enough to be concerned. And he was playing to his strengths, getting the ball out quick, throwing accurate passes. But here we go again in his career. He's probably looking around going, things are collapsing around me again with the offensive line, with the running game, and maybe even being let down by his offensive coordinator as well.
We shall see. That will be an interesting topic for future weeks. How about that for a tease? That's pretty good. I'm in the radio industry.
It's like a B plus.
I was gonna say at least a B plus. Give me some extra credit for the little pep. No, nothing.
It's all right.
Okay. Hard to please.
Well, I mean, this is a high-level YouTube video.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, I will note
At
that. At
least when the lights were on, it was.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say it's that high of quality when we had the lights go off behind us in the middle of this thing. It's
nice city, though. We can see it behind. Can you? Well, maybe not on the video. Anyway.
So there went the high quality. But it was fun while it lasted. I think we can both agree on that. No, still.
Sure. No, right.
Yeah,
Are
fair.
you going to wrap it up? Or?
I will. That is plenty for me. He's Matthew Coller. I'm Derek Wetmore from Soldier Field. We'll be back later this week with some more Vikes Insight. Wow is all I can say after this one. We'll see how the Vikings recover after falling to 5-2 at the Chicago Bears. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.